Shadow Man here again. Just saying hello to all you YouTube. Just kind of wondering why the people of this community that is called the Westboro Church. I've been looking in on some of the stuff they've been saying about homosexuality and all this other stuff. Well, I think they need a second reading in their book, in that Bible of theirs, because I looked at some of the errors that they say, and I don't really see where Christ said anything about that homosexuality is evil and all this other stuff. It's just kind of funny when they say homosexuality is evil and all this, and they say, oh, well, it's in the Old Testament. Well, yes, quote, Old Testament. If they're Christian, don't they follow the New Testament, not the Old? That's one thing I was also wondering. If they're supposed to do that, why can't they figure it out? Also in their book, it says that to stone a disobedient child to death. Do they still do that anymore? No, because it's considered to be called murder. So why are they allowed to? I know it's allowed for free speech, but then there's a level of free speech where it's kind of like just hate. And I mean, if their God hates, I don't want nothing to do with their God. I mean, it actually, I don't think God would hate him. I can understand if he dislikes, but I don't necessarily think he'll hate. Plus, Christ said in Romans, actually, I'll quote something from it, even though everyone who has seen anything on my channel or anything knows I'm not Christian, but I will quote this. In Romans all of chapter 3, it basically describes, from what I get, that Christ, yes, I know earlier in the books, that's like in, I think Matthew or something, or Luke, that he is not here to change the ways. But then when in Romans he goes and states something totally different, opposite, basically that it's a roundabout way of saying that no one is of God's grace, no one is eligible for it. So basically what he states is that he needs to have things changed. Things need to change, basically stating that he no longer upholds that no one is eligible for his Father's laws. That he saw the sin in man and all this other supposed stuff. This is what I grasp from it. That all it has to be is that, and I actually have people who back me up on that statement, that there are many people that I know that are a lot of my friends and stuff agree that yes, it actually most likely states that it was there to change. It wasn't there to change, but then later he realized that man has too much problems and that we can't live up to it. So he says, no one is righteous of my Father's laws. So that basically means that he changes it. He basically wipes it all out and says the only way to find grace is love me and love everyone else. That's it. And that's what these people, everyone just needs to live by on that aspect. On that. I don't know why that this Westboro Church, whatever the hell it is, Westboro Baptist Church needs to realize that. I mean, I don't know why they can't figure it out. I mean, if you read it, it's like you basically, the Old Testament is just like stories. You're supposed to throw it aside and go with the New Testament. That's all that it's about, because that's basically, if they follow in Christ, that's all you need anymore. You don't need the old anymore. The old is Jewish. It is only Jewish relations. So if you are Judeo-Christian, you have an understanding of theirs and just kind of go, okay. But if you follow full on the Christian aspect of it, then you should only follow the New Testament. Just see the old as like a guideline, not as like a 100%, but like as a guideline to it. That's basically what it needs to be. Well, I better end this before it gets too long and hard to upload. So I just want to say that, and have a good time. Blessed be.